are alive.
Speaking of which, DJ, why don't you go ahead and open that gift?
Yeah, before we even introduce who we are.
Why don't you go ahead and open that gift from our dear friend Vulpix to you? I'm gonna go ahead and crack into that.
This is a very good ASMR stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby. Remove plastic, wrap, and turn.
Never heard a man die inside so much. And turn. Oh, yeah.
I've never felt so much pressure.
Right?
As I flipped over the wrong side. That is...
Let's see it. Come on. Show it up. Hold it up. What is it, DJ? DJ's painful.
He felt the spiral notebook edges and was like, is this a book?
Boy, that's excellent.
Oh boy.
DJ, hold it.
Oh boy.
Oh, Don, the clip!
Majestic.
No! Fix it, you fool!
Oh boy, that is
Gonna need more pages, dude. Slowly over time.
wow.
Yes. Right?
It's a really nice book.
It is. I'm very thankful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vulpix.
I will frame this cover.
I really like how much you're staring at.
It's so good.
Just lost.
Enthralled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Right? You remember how many Banes you're at?
Because birds are real.
No idea.
Wait,
It's like
does it say that under?
300.
Yeah,
Yes.
in parentheses, because birds are real.
Mm-hmm. It's the wonderful vendetta
I
of
love
birds.
the inside too. That's so great.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, this is a really nice book. What the hell?
Right.
Great. It's three. Okay, I was
Better make your own.
The pages
Thank
are
you very
like
much,
watermarked
Vulpix.
with his face.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate the DJ pain. Oh, it makes everything so much better. All the agonies of DMing just washed away. And he just stares at it.
Do you like DMing, John?
Hmm?
Do you like DMing?
God, no. This is terrible. Good lord.
You could take such great notes in that book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
That's actually also a great idea. Your notes are effectively banes inflicted upon yourself.
Because whatever I write is just going to confuse me further in a
Yep.
month.
Look at it a month from now and go, oh.
At least Don can, like, look at the word fog and go, I know what fog means. Like, for notes. When you write, like, absurd things, you still know what the absurd thing does mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
Fog is a bad example. Fog's a very bad example because we laughed for 10 minutes straight.
yeah, we laugh, but he knows. He's like, it's the terrifying
Yeah,
fog
no,
of the shadow
I
bound.
genuinely, I most of the time.
I'll attribute that
yeah.
to like the shame
Mhm.
of us just
Yes,
laughing at
there
him.
is an amount of
True.
shame that helps with my
Helps.
remembering. It does help.
So we'll make you a notebook. This is Don's shame book instead of DJ's Bane book.
Join us at onlyfans.com.
Yeah, right? It's just erotic poses of DJ.
Donnie Bagfeet.
I'm not saying there's not an amount of money that I'd be willing to do that for. Like,
The great thing is you set that amount.
yeah, I mean, it's
That's how
not,
the platform works.
it's not as high as it probably should be. To be
Yeah, like
honest.
$10?
Huh?
$10?
No.
20?
I'm not worth $10.
I was going to say
We're talking like
$10.
$5 most of the time, and I'll do specials of 50% off regularly.
regularly. What, like every weekend?
Yeah.
DJ's weekend wipeout.
The 250 DJ wipeout.
So I went back to look through my notes because I wanted to see if there's anything I'd read that would confuse me.
Uh-huh.
And I came back to episode 42 where I have the phrase, "It comes from the land down under. It's a beast of thunder."
Correct, the bet here.
Uh-huh.
But that would make sense.
Yep.
But it's to the tune of "In a land that, comes from the land down under."
Yes.
We understand.
Oh my God, Don, take us in.
Well, on that note, hi everyone. Good thing I cut the rest of this out for the podcast to start here. Hi everybody. We're NotGreatRPG, and we're here again for another episode of the City of Oshuamp. Some stuff is probably going to happen, and we'll probably be fine. But we're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then we'll have a brief recap, and we'll pick up where we left off last week with a horrifying performance. It's fine. But always, I'm Don, and today, and hopefully for the future, I'm Ether, the Grave Domain Cleric Man.
I'm not Lawrence, and before stream started, you missed DJ saying he was going to pound an entire box of them. Also, I'm playing Yalumla.
I did indeed say that.
Fall and I play Felix.
I'm Glenn. I play Vorst.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
I'm DJ, and I play I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ, and sometimes I say these things.
You do
No
very
one knows
frequently.
why.
But we love you for it. Somehow. Some way. Oh, good lord. Last week we beat the shit out of the helmed horror after DJ tackled it out of the sky because he does things. We eventually went over to the western edge of the large hall that we were inside, finding a small smithing shop in corner with a storage room that was blocked mostly by imploded rubble in from the walls. Ritora successfully becoming a stoat and scurrying her way through the openings inside of the rubble to the wonderful treasure trove that was behind. Felix scouting up towards the northwest area at a path with a T intersection that led us back towards the area where we were and had a pathway extending south. We divvied up our loot. We've got some wonderful, wonderful silver bark on probably my favorite natural 20 outside of DJ's tackling inside of Felfarthen because, good lord, you needed silver bark. And then we decided to think about which direction we wanted to go. We weren't sure if we wanted to go back into the market and go on the east side to see what was out into that direction. But seeing that there was a closer passageway here at the southern edges by where we explored the oil paintings depicting Dorgrim's experiences with amalgamations, and we went south into an area which is well decorated with a large stage and some private rooms that Nesgrim, DJ, explored. Finding a wonderful trinket of immense value below the bed, which he then callously discarded, and I don't know why. You
He didn't want to, though.
You don't know how much that's worth.
I can't imagine there's a very large market.
It's a large market.
Dwarven crafted?
Yeah, dude. Artisanal.
You didn't even check to see if it had
You're
like a number on the
assuming
bottom
it
of
was
it.
used?
Yeah, how do you know?
It
I'm
could've been another
pretty sure it was
figurine.
described as having
There were
signs of
definitely
use.
Signs of use.
signs
It's
of
been in
use.
here a while. It's maybe just aged.
There was erosion on suspicious portions.
Sleeves are from hurts.
Oh my lord. Yeah, so we found our wonderful trinket, which Nesgrim discarded after exiting. Felix saw a book on a stage and was like, dude, I gotta. And just glid on over. And yeah, saw that there was a wonderful notebook on this podium at the front of the stage, titled Where Even Light Does Not Reach. And as he was in the presence of the wonderful effect of Programmed Illusion, which is a dope-ass spell, it activated.
Really
Yeah. And a wonderful performance began behind him on this stage, in which you saw two, because Programmed Illusion is capable of performing things in color and definitively with all sensory experiences, which is, again, just wonderful done. It's a really nice spell.
So glad you're looking at him.
Come here.
It's almost as if I'm actually getting stabbed right now. This is crazy.
I like it a lot.
I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, we saw the figures
I like the red and
of
black.
two
It's really cool.
dwarves standing in silver plate mail, surrounded by piles of smoldering bodies of other dwarves. Snow falling around them, and the wonderful voice that we know as Balor echoing out the phrase, "And when Durgan turned towards his brother to ask if the child was still safe," which is where we will pick up. Oh, good lord. So with the scene that is set before you aloft this stage, there is once more, just to describe, the two dwarven brothers who are clearly standing side by side in silver plate. One with a large maul hung over his back, the other with a large hammer and shield. Shield still in hand, hammer also over one shoulder behind his head. Snow falling down around them. You see the one brother with the maul turn towards the other. And you see a hand reach up from the ground from one of the piles of the smoldering dwarves and just reach up towards the hand of one of these two dwarves standing here, the one with the maul. Just kind of grips his wrist as you watch as the flesh of this dwarf laying on the ground prostrate begins to smolder and singe and flutter away. Just ash on a breeze, Don. So peaceful.
Yeah, really peaceful.
This is one of the dwarves on the ground,
Correct.
not one of the two brothers.
Not one of the two brothers. The two brothers are standing still intact in their wonderful silver plate. The snow from the sky still slowly descending around them. You see it just like almost genuinely, peacefully, as though this is a finale of sorts. In their minds, you see peace or comfort in the eyes of both dwarves. They look down in sorrow at the figure that slowly begins to dissipate. You see the pieces of the gauntlet, the bracer, just kind of fall apart and slowly drop to the ground amidst a pile of plate mail at the feet of these two dwarven men. And behind them, in the distance, what feels like at the edge of a horizon, the heights of a beautifully fortified city of white stone. You see only the peaks of these two towers, the ramparts, the fortifications, the crenulations at the heights. And you see what looks like waving a flag in a very swift breeze.
What color is the flag?
I will tell you that the flag looks like it is a grayish blue color. The flag waves ever softly in this breeze. And you see the moon high in the sky over the shoulders of these dwarves. Parted gray, low-hanging clouds, almost like a misty, foggy day, kind of slowly start to swoop in from the west to their left. And amidst those mists filters in a darker shadow that slowly slides into the frame. It's strange because we know what television static almost looks like. The continual movement in the way in which things that should have shape don't have shape sometimes, where you're not able to process as they are distorted. An almost abstract appearance begins to slide into frame from the west. It almost looks as though it is a small oval shape that grows ever so slightly with each pulsing movement. And as it comes closer to the dwarves, from inside of the center of this slowly moving static, you see a dark claw, long and angular, talons extended out from the nails, swipe out, and the dwarven buckler at the side of the one brother is gripped and in one fell movement ripped from his arm from shoulder down, removed from the side of this dwarf. The buckler crashes to the side, falling over one of the bodies of the dwarven plate that now holds very little flesh remaining. And in the area in which you clearly see a torrent of blood stretching out from this dwarven man standing here, you see all the fabric that is inside of him begin to wither. The muscle fabric, the extending blood that drips down his side begins to turn to a blackish gradient gray. And his flesh begins to almost, what would look like to us, cauterize or sear with embers kind of smoldering. And he lets out an incredibly gruff groan of agony. Just sorry, DJ. Now you know what it feels like.
Warning.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time today.
Mm-hmm.
Good for not paying attention.
I was paying attention. Just I didn't see that coming.
Because you weren't looking.
Sure.
And the second dwarf runs towards this shadowy form, holding aloft his warhammer. And you see him, as this claw begins to retract back towards this central mass, strike with his warhammer towards the central area of it. But as his warhammer cracks into it, you see a flash of brilliant white with gradient purple light just reverberate backwards out, almost in like a flat plane of dimension, striking through the area in which you can see. And his hammer swings backwards away from him, and he topples to the ground, falling next to these piles of bones and plate mail of his fallen brothers. As the first claw continues to pull back, you see a second claw extend out from the shadow, mirroring the same visuals as the first in color and size. And you see the man who just fell watch in horror as this claw extends into the entirety of his chest, razor-like punctures into the areas right below his throat, into his abdomen at the sides. And you see the thumb clearly stretch around the edges of the rib cage into the lower back. You see the claw rip backwards. Smoke smolders out of this man's leaking wounds as blood begins to pour out, strikingly over the silver plate mail on his body. And you watch as it also sizzles and embers and dissipates into smoke and ash. You see the first brother with only one arm remaining lift his maul high as he can, and crash it sideways into this shadow. An incredible bright silver light once more shining out from the point where his hammerhead strikes. And you see him hold steady. You see his arm shake and his body begin to ever so slightly jostle and reverberate with pain. And that first claw once more lashes out to the side, catching through his side, penetrating horizontally, almost eviscerating him on the spot. And the second brother stands, finally finding his way once more to his feet. Fragmented portions of his armor almost falling off to the sides. You see straps and bands and pieces of metal clang to the ground around him. And the brother with his maul attempts to pull away from this strange shadow, still vibrating with ever-flowing movements, goes to pull his hand back, and goes, and is unable to move his arm any longer. More fragments of his flesh along his side wither away and decay. It almost looks like rotting. And you hear once more the voice of Balor, our narrator, echo out.
Sorry, John.
Fine. And Durgan called for his brother to flee, knowing that their only hope lay in the strength that transcends mortal life, something that could only be attained by a chosen one. You see the figure with the maul in hand lean over his shoulder as Balor gives this beautiful narration, and his hand goes limp and begins to fall down to his side. And you hear a great bellowing you see Dumar amidst these piles of corpses and bone reach down, blood pouring out from him, and swiftly wrap two arms around a young woman, also clad in shining silver plate mail, with flowing red hair, and hold her aloft, fragmented bones of dwarfs falling around them both. And he throws her over his shoulder and takes one final look at his brother and turns and begins to hobble away. You hear the voice of Balor echo in over once more. And with one last breath, the mightiest hero our world had ever seen watched helplessly as his brother carried away that last hope of our people. And with a sigh and a smile, he turned back to the ever-glowing maw before him, crooked fangs dripping with his smoldering blood, and all the blood of his kin. You watch as Durgan, having dropped his maul, reaches down over his side to the area in which the claw still sinks into his side, and the area below his gaping wound from his missing limb. And you see his gauntlet grip this strange black claw, digging ever so deeply with the fingers. And as he does, he curls and pulls, and you watch as the silver almost looks as though it tarnishes to a great transparent black and rips this claw at the wrist, breaking the bone, twisting it, and sundering it from the flesh, and holds it aloft over his shoulder in one hand. His singular trophy. Dumar, hobbling with this young woman over his shoulder, hears this roar of his brother in victory. And he looks back and sees his brother's glistening gauntlet, tarnished black, a claw held aloft, and smiles, proud. You see him take only a few more steps and fall at the base of a great tree. A curious reddish brown, blood dripping from his brow, parting through the areas of his great helm over his nose, stripping over his lips. And he rests the girl in his lap. He sputters out a singular cough, and you just see this terrible, forlorn kind of grin of an acceptance, of a different kind of peace. And he looks down at her. Do you hear it, Elsith? The end. These fields were filled with the screams of death. Now they can be silent. Is that the peace we wanted? Is this? And in the distance once more, outside the edge of your reach, you hear a terrifying, high-pitched screech, which I cannot do, but the greatest comparison I can give you is that beautiful Nazgul screech and the flapping wings of a creature in the sky. Beating, fluttering. He pauses as he looks down at her and rests his hands on her shoulders. And slowly slides her off of his lap. Safely here at the bottom of this tree. Her body kind of almost naturally fitting into this beautiful snowy field. Pale skin, brilliant blue eyes, flowing red hair, adorned with a small coronet, with a brilliant orange gem in the center. As he lays her here, he takes one hand and grips back towards this tree, finding a small hovel, and pulls himself once more to his feet, and looks down upon her, shakes ever so slightly. It looks as though my peace is here for me. I am so sorry, though, child, that there will be no peace for you. And that flag in the distance, high aloft that keep, you see suddenly the shaft, the pole, crack in the center, and the flag topple forward. You see another shadow grip along the heights of the fortifications at two separate points, almost like feet extending down, landing, and gripping through the stone, shattering it, rubble cascading down below your vision. You watch as the shadow holds fast for just a moment, and then looks as though it presses off the stone fortifications, ascending up, and you hear the fluttering wings once more, heavily beating. You watch as Dumar begins to hobble forward once more, blood trailing out behind him as he stumbles. You watch him look up at the sky through snow, through ash. And you watch him reach towards his side at a bag. It does not matter if there is no life left in me. I will fucking bury you! You see shining inside of his gauntlet a small glowing mithril orb. And you see the orb pulse and glow. And you see him smile as he holds it aloft as this shadow gathers itself and descends in his direction. And it pulses and unleashes a vibrant, radiant light like an eclipse on a horizontal plane that envelops him backwards as the shadow descends upon him. And he smiles. And the vision fades. And Felix, you are standing still on this stage.
Slowly close the book. Take it and remove myself from the stage very slowly.
Absolutely.
Just
Did this all happen around Felix?
Yes.
So was he just? Do we just see him in the center of that? Just
Yeah.
Felix. Did you feel anything?
I would say that you wouldn't feel anything supernatural. You emotionally, that's entirely up to your discretion.
Okay.
just jarring.
Yes. Extremely. I am not entirely certain what we saw. Perhaps what came before long ago.
I guess. I don't know why we couldn't see those things.
That itself brings more questions.
If it was a vision of the truth, it was rather detailed,
Yes.
considering how much anyone seems to know of even the recent past.
Yes. Whatever those things were seemed to suck the life out of the places they touched. Drain the energy from them.
Would the like the claws be familiar to us?
I would say
At
that
all?
they would definitely be a comparative color to not only the claw that you saw tattooed on Adrian, but the claws that are Camilla's hands.
They were big though, right?
Mm-hmm.
The woman with the red hair, Elsif,
Yes.
she was wearing a coronet. Is that the coronet of wrath?
Probably.
I wonder if we could find what happened with Elsif after that here.
It is possible there may be answers here to what occurred.
I also wonder if we are the first ones here. Or how long has it been since someone
Yes.
last saw this?
Approximately how old was Elsif looking?
When you guys are standing over her, she would look like mid to late teens.
Human?
Yes. Correct.
Did she look alive? Because she did.
She looked alive. She definitively would look injured.
Okay.
She would obviously be giving the visualizations of breathing. So
Okay.
like, elevating and rising chest.
You said she was also in armor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, silver plate.
After I come down off the stage, I'll kind of, I guess, reopen the notebook. Is it effectively like like written like a play, or is it?
It is written like a play.
Okay, it is. It is essentially describing what we just saw.
Correct, yeah. You would see in traditional play writing the, italicized, effective, in Dwarvish, descriptions of the scenery and things like that, and then the lines would be in bracketed with the character names of Dumar and Durgan. And then for the narrator, it would just exclusively say narrator.
It's not every day you get to see the fall of two great warriors such as them.
No.
It almost felt like we were there.
Yes, it felt like some of the other visions we have had before.
Do you think it was tied to that book?
This seems to be describing what we saw, like a play.
More magic then. Some sort of arcane ritual of some kind.
No, a script.
Yes, I mean on the book. Something that when you touch it, activated.
Do I see any? Yeah,
Nope.
don't think so.
Nope, no markings of arcane origin or anything like that. Literally just looks like it's an ordinary play.
No.
Perhaps the stage itself.
Or perhaps more work of our friend who's been floating around.
Yes.
Can I go check out the stage?
Sure.
I'm still a stoat.
Yeah, absolutely. The stage as previously described was, stone steps ascending, only about 3 stones high. So, only about 2.5-ish feet ascending. And the stage itself is also constructed of stones, like slat pieces of long stone.
Set ourselves up for a tongue twister here.
Mm-hmm.
Stoat stepped up the stones.
Correct.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the stoat is going to step up the stone steps.
Yeah,
The stage.
absolutely.
Studiously.
Yeah. Well,
It'd probably be a bit more like
hops.
Swift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're able to make the hops up, and stage itself looks like it's about, 60, 70 feet long. And extends back towards the wall about 10, 15 feet. There's nothing strange in the markings of the stone. As you
poke
begin.
around.
Yeah, as you poke around and kind of like walk around and do little steppy steps. I'll ask you to roll for investigation.
I want to check out. It was on a pedestal as well. The book.
There is a pedestal in the center, like a podium. It is also constructed of stone.
18 on the die. Is that investigation?
Mm-hmm.
18.
So, the podium itself would only be about 2.5-ish feet, again, extending up.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 3 feet wide, solid stone. There is no central, shelving. It doesn't look like it's parted. It looks like brick, laid on brick, laid on brick.
Mm-hmm.
So, wide, kind of thick, horizontal planes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, obviously, angular piece with a connecting, triangular slope to be able to hold aloft. And then you see the little small indentation of raised stone at the bottom to be able to hold the book in place. Doesn't look like there's any markings, doesn't look like there's any runes, it doesn't look like there's anything strange whatsoever about this podium.
I'm gonna peek up the ceiling.
Sure. Yeah,
Your
your
hands at
passive
your
perception's
side.
22. Roll me a wisdom save.
Does anybody?
That's a natural 1.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You don't see anything.
I'll tell you that the ceilings here are definitively within the regions of your dark vision. They're only about 40, 45-ish feet in height. You look up towards the ceilings. The ceilings looked intact. Amidst the shadow, though, you feel like as you're looking up into the looming darkness, it feels like you hear Valor laughing. But not a singular laugh, a cacophony of laughs that feel like they are surrounding the sky above you. Just
Like all Balors of various.
various frequencies.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna look back down. Try to play it off and definitely do a terrible job of indicating that like everything's fine. I'm definitely kind of, if there's anything around me, I'm definitely gripping it to like hold myself up and just staring down.
Yeah, we'll say that you're in the area near enough the stage that when you look, you can just place a hand on one of the steps.
All right, I don't want to touch the actual stage. I'll touch the steps.
Sure. Yeah. Grip.
Are you okay, Ether?
Yes. Just more tricks.
Okay.
You didn't trace anything again, did you? And I'll look up.
Hey, you look up. It just looks like a ceiling. You know, you would still within the 20/20 of the dim and bright from your torch, which is aloft over your head, it would still be within the range of your dim light. So you'd be able to see, you know, little fragments of stone along the ceiling aloft.
I
Doesn't
would,
look like there's anything strange.
as he starts to like look up, I would don't.
I'll look back at you and then back at the ceiling.
He might be up there.
Pretty sure he could be wherever he wanted. Not.
But many of him.
We should keep moving.
I agree. Did you find anything in those rooms, Nazgrim?
I showed you what I found?
Did you find yourself?
No.
Keep looking then.
Why would I be in there? Alright then, so...
Do you think that claw that was taken might have been used as a weapon of some kind?
Did not seem like that man was going to last much longer.
No, but if it
Should someone find it, I suppose it's possible.
if it was buried or left in the remnants of that battle, it is possible that someone might have found it at some point.
Very likely. It's not hard to think of someone taking a trophy.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did we see visible bone?
Uh-huh.
What color was it?
I mean...
And the size, comparative to a dwarf hand.
For which bones? Forgive me.
You said he ripped off the claw, right?
Mhm.
So about how, I guess, what's the difference
claw
in
comparison
size?
to the size of the dwarven hand. Forgive me.
And
yeah.
and we saw like it ripped bone. I'm
Mhm.
assuming.
Yeah, no, there was definitely a fragmented portion of what would look like a thin bone extending out from the claw that he grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say, you know, like if dwarven hand is yet.
For the claw.
So did he? No, he only had the one arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the arm's like this big, you know, like the
Mhm.
arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
arm would be obviously like double the thickness of what mine would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he just straight reached down and went, "Fuck you!" Rip, crack, ugh.
Some impressive grip strength.
Yeah, no, you would see that there would be, like if you were to break the bone and you get the like fracturing marks of the like peaks, you would see that on each edges of the bones as he broke it and ripped it off.
You said at the wrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is the whole hand?
Mm-hmm.
So the bone is smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was it bloody? Was it white?
Oh
brown?
yeah, it would have the bone would have been white.
Okay.
It would have been kind of like a pallid white.
The bones are white.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it definitely would have been bleeding, and it would have been a rich, dark, like purple blood. Like DJ, the pen to the left of your bag, if you want to hold that pen aloft, like that color
Oh, boy.
of the grip by the closeness of the pen tip. Yep.
And the claw had physical form,
Mm-hmm.
as far as we could tell. Like,
Mm-hmm. Hey, you definitely watched him like reach across his body, grab that shit, twist it, snap it back, and then fucking rip that thing off.
Great. I have seen one other thing that seems like that, given the small bones and large shadow. The previous vision I had with the king being overtaken by a large shadowy form and sending shadow into the eyes of the dwarves as they dissolved into nothing. Perhaps that is what resulted of his work.
Like as a product, this thing was made from it?
Like a suit.
Or form?
Yes.
A vessel, almost.
Yes.
Like a thrall.
Or like an egg contained inside of this large shadow, a person. If the bones were the size of that of a dwarf, but the shadow is much larger, there is clearly something around it protecting it. And the blood was not normal. I'm not sure if whatever was inside was truly alive anymore, or simply fuel for whatever that thing was.
I think we should keep moving. Yalum was right.
Okay.
Were there any other exits from this room other than how we got in here?
Yeah. So as you guys are looking south at the stage, I will draw just so this way. So, currently, you guys are this very happy set of eyes looking that way. The stage is down here. You guys came in from this way. Those are the fuck rooms. That's where Nesgrim and Reardon want to hang out. You see a path that way and a path that way.
Where Nesgrim wants to hang... No, other way
DJ
around.
wants
That Reardon wants to hang out with Nesgrim. That's what I was trying to say.
Totally.
Listen, you've been sending the signals.
Keep him on his toes.
It's really rude.
Incredibly rude.
So, here you go, Dom. I'm gonna have my glorious artwork.
Thank you. I'll add that to my collection of Gamdar and yeah,
Oh
she
no.
is. Tuck that in there
She's sitting
for
there.
good night.
Just looking at you, Dom.
Just gonna point to the exit back near the stage. That way?
Stage right.
Yeah. Not stage left.
Yes. Felix, if you wouldn't mind again with the dwarven... I almost said German.
It's a German.
Ich bin Felix.
It's not that far
Heute wir
off.
lernen Deutsch.
They're both kind of angry languages.
Repeat after me. Eins. Zwei.
Oh dear God.
So you want to speak Dwarvish?
I really did. I could not think of the word dwarvish for like
Yelling
a
so loud in
solid 2
German,
seconds.
you hear it out of your ears. If you're close to him.
What's that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Eins.
Eins.
Now I'm doing numbers though,
Okay. Okay.
and I'll say the number in Elvish after.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Which direction were you guys going? Stage right, so that bottom right one.
Yeah, that way.
Stage right would be this one.
You're not looking. Yes. There you go.
This is the stage.
Look at the eyes,
Stage
Don.
facing out. Stage right.
It's
Yeah.
stage perspective.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Okay, so you're going that way.
Oh, is that an arrow?
Yeah, that was the direction that you guys were looking.
I thought you drew like a little bunny face for some
It's a
reason.
little snake tongue. There's a snake in here.
There might be.
Snake in my boots.
What do you know?
Have you checked your boots lately either?
There's
You're
a
on the
boot in my
ground.
snake.
Oh,
someone
Might
poisoned
be a
the
little
water
shadowy
supply in
snake behind
Oshuamp.
Cool. Let's start
Someone's
walking
poisoned the
order
watering
because the
hole.
hallway that you guys are approaching is 10 feet wide. 10 feet wide, 15 feet high.
I mean, Vorst has been up front this entire time. Would Vorst still be up front?
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
I'd be right behind Vorst.
Rita will walk with Vorst.
And I'll be behind Rearda then.
I'm gonna run up to Vorst.
Yep, as a stoat.
Yeah.
It's 2 wide or a single?
It's too wide, it's
Okay.
10 feet wide.
Yeah, I would walk next to Felix, I guess, so that way I can...
See you guys at the back? Because Nesgrim is currently behind Rearda.
Guess I'm at the back.
Nesgrim,
Yeah.
could you
He's just staring at Rearda's ass.
could you watch our rear?
Yeah, dude.
You want me to watch your rear either?
Sure.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, so
I'll go to the back.
I'll pat you as you go by. Come on, pack leader.
cool. So Vorst and Rearda, Retora in Vorst's hands. Behind Vorst will go Ether. Behind Rearda will go Felix. Behind Ether will go Nesgrim. Behind Felix will go Yalamwa. Deal?
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna put a stout on my shoulder.
Shoulder. Yeah.
The shoulder stoat.
You know.
I think I'll have one too.
You know what?
Oh my.
John, would you like a pop?
Could someone slide that
Fuck you,
over here,
DJ.
please?
You cannot tempt me.
Delicious donuts?
I'm good, thank you. Just yeet them.
Come on, DJ, eat the whole thing like a man!
I didn't tell you to do that.
You did.
I'll just open the door and right into the washer.
I'm taking these back now. I'm not sharing anymore.
We've tried to spare you, Chad, but now he's gonna pound that box.
It's just DJ's nature.
Cover your eyes.
Cool.
It is in. Nope, I can't.
Not great.
What was that?
After dark. Since you asked, I was gonna say it's in my nature to pound. That's not.
Okay. So this hallway, I will tell you guys, is about 80 feet long. So as you guys enter into it, it looks, still very nicely intact. As you guys are walking ahead, once the opening would crest into view, you would see that you're definitively along the furthest south wall. So as you guys would get to see in your peripheral, you would not see a further dip to the right, the Rearda / Felix side. You would see the wall in the room. About 10 feet in, from as you guys are walking towards this area, you would see along that southern wall. This is hard to describe for me because, again, visually, aesthetically, I understand what I'm going for. But you would see sets into the stone at the side, starting at the floor level for where you are. You would see it is carved down inwards, descending about 3 feet, ridging about 2 feet out, and then ridging downward again.
Like little stairs?
Stairs or seating areas for what I'm attempting to describe as a large bathhouse.
Oh.
So as you guys are approaching, you would see the areas in which, at the floor level, the depressions would begin in the ground to be able to indicate a layer of benches, and then again, descending below, benches, a lower level. 3 down. So in total, this looks like it goes like 10 to 15 feet into the ground, into like a pit. So there's a walking way around it. So if I, again, in my terrible John drawing...
It's great. I enjoy that you're making yourself do this.
I mean, I'm going to do my best.
You gotta believe in yourself.
Well, that's
Yeah,
my-
just
well,
keep
that's
it
my
loose,
fault.
you know?
You have a ruler? You have a ruler up there, don't you?
No.
It's like the only thing you guys don't have.
Draw from with your whole
How
arm.
often do you need
Nope.
a ruler?
He needs it a lot.
Draw us a toaster, John.
But not the little brave toaster, not that one.
A
That's
toaster like an appliance or a toaster like a cat?
The cat.
Mm.
But like with little slots on his back.
yeah, a toaster riding a
With like a
toaster.
toast
You gotta
actually
draw that.
popping out of it.
You have to draw that.
Draw him as a toaster.
Yeah.
Or a toaster is him.
He's got to be eating toast, though. That's very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta be stealing bread.
Hey,
It
what
also
do you,
has to be toasting toast.
Yeah.
what do you put into a toaster?
Bread.
Bread.
You fuckers.
But if it's not all the way done, sometimes toast.
True. So you guys are coming in from this way. The shaded area is the walkway.
Okay.
And you got a level down, then a level down, then a level down. Then you got the big
Like a
raft.
gladiator
Fuck
pit.
it.
It looks like a
fuck pit.
raft.
yeah.
The 70s conversation pit.
Yeah, you got a 70s conversation pit in the center. You can definitely see that there are small areas in which along the walls and into the first and second levels, you can see that there would be holes. What would obviously be inlets from piping systems to be able to inlet water. Yeah, so you guys are coming in from here. This walkway is about 10 feet wide. So you guys are able to keep your marching order. And as you step in, the room is pretty large. I'm just going to give you this full description because with people having light, it would be 20 bright, 20 dim, and then you guys would have 60 dark vision out.
Sure.
So like, you'd be able to see that there's a small winding passage up here. You'd be able to get the general vibe that there's an opening over here, and as you take the like first step or two in, you would see that there is not an opening along the far wall from where you guys are. Yeah.
Is there like a rail or anything, or can you just step directly down into
Just
this?
step directly down. There are not areas in which it's railed and then there's openings and stairs like set in to be able to go down steps. It is just straight up like the big cuddle puddle dwarf pile.
Does there appear to be any standing water?
DJ, they're just next to the entertainer's corner with the fuck rooms. They have to take a bath after.
Or before.
Or before.
Before, during, and after.
Practice good hygiene, DJ. Come on.
Hi. Look at this guy over here using soap. I bet you use shampoo too, you nerd.
Would soap keep that long? Is there any soap around? Give me soap.
That's a good question. I feel like
I feel like soap would keep.
it would keep. I would say
It'd be really hard.
It might
probably.
melt if there was any humidity.
You wouldn't have to worry about it being moldy.
Well, soap does expire.
Because soap.
It expires.
sure,
Yeah,
but
it expires
But would
after
it
2 to
still
3
exist?
years.
I would say it's magic soap. Yes, because if we want soap,
Magically
Soap.
clean.
I feel like we found like
It's the Mr.
like
Clean
ancient
Magic
Yeah,
remnants.
that's
I feel like
bald
we
dwarf
found
with
like
earring.
ancient remnants.
If it were soap powder,
And no
it'd
beard.
be
Is
right.
it
true.
Gandar soap?
And
Yeah,
make
and
more-
this is more like a big bubble bath in the
Yeah.
lower part, so there'd definitely
Gam's
be like a
magic
box
soap.
of borax.
Yeah, it would be like soap powder, and that'd still be
So
around.
there's powdered soap.
There's powdered soap? That's
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah, that's what I would say. You would find like in corners at the first inlets in on steps, you would find buckets with a powder that you would easily identify as like a soap substrate.
Dry rub.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
just lather ether in this lavender powder.
As Paul said, does it say Gam's magic soap on the side?
Yeah,
Or
100%.
Gamdar's
Gamdar's
magic
magic soap.
soap. Okay, good.
Excellent.
And you see 100%. You do see sporadically in the area. You absolutely see small yellow rubber duckies with beards. Yes. And you just see on them it says Gamdar's Little Quackers.
How many ducks?
No, that's not.
This is important. Are there any beardless ones?
There are varying lengths of beards. There's 13 ducks. There's 13 ducks, various lengths and colors of beards, ranging from grays to chestnuts to dark blacks. And there is one smooth-skinned with a little bit of, we'll say, greenish tinge around the jawline from maybe mold or something else, but a slightly green duck.
I'm gonna go get the slightly green duck.
Very good.
Ditching this soap powder, and I want to go pick up this duck.
Yep. Yeah, and just look into its eyes.
Yeah. Fishy? I do squeeze it.
And as you squeeze it, it does 100% go, fishy.
I'm gonna immediately look around. Like,
It's this place. Yeah, if you don't see anything suspicious, you just see your friends looking at you as you
Just
hold the
something
duck.
fishy.
you guys heard that, right?
Or what?
Squeeze it again.
Yeah.
Hear what?
Instead of squeezing it. Small animal.
Why are you choking that small animal?
Yes, what the hell?
I get that we're in a bathhouse, but
What
that
happens?
doesn't mean...
It sounds like it's saying fishy.
It sounds like a death
Sometimes you hear
call.
what you want to hear.
Maybe it's calling you names.
Or I'm being taunted.
You could be being taunted. It's
Presumptuous. Why would a
Is it,
brand
I'm
name-
into your mind. I'm gonna be, is it? You, really? I'm just gonna look at you there while I'm saying this to you. Is it really?
Why would it?
It's being tortured. And it's presumptuous that I'm
You
being
going-
taunted.
You going mad too?
I'm getting mad as I squeeze it. You hear it, right?
I hear it, Felix.
Yeah, trust Eve here.
Does it actually say you there as I squeeze it?
Yes.
I hear it.
Yes.
And the young one was my told you. I hear it.
Everybody hears Ether.
Well, buddy, it's been nice knowing
Does
you.
it sound like Balor's voice?
A squeaky version. As best as I can do.
I think Balor might be in your duck.
I'm keeping it, and I'm gonna look at it and put it in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Pop out! I dare you.
Yeah, pocket the duck.
Does it make the noise when you stuff it in your
Yeah.
pocket?
What is it?
Is there a skeleton duck?
Skeleton duck?
Like a Halloween edition.
Yeah, there's
It's in a
a
skeleton costume.
there's a Dia de los Muertos duck.
I'm sorry.
taking
What?
that, I'm taking
We're
that.
in 100%.
Yeah.
You know the like almost negative space like skeleton suit things where it's the black background and it's just the like bones. There's 100% a duck of that.
Yeah, I'm taking that one.
Yep.
I'm gonna squeeze it.
You squeeze it and I can't do it, but you hear like bone rattling.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Oh, it's Terran.
Just in Terran.
Very good.
Terran squeaky sound.
Oh my god.
It sounds like SpongeBob's boots from that one episode.
How big are the ducks?
Duck-sized.
Like no. Like
I
gargantuan.
definitely just
No, they're definitely like traditional rubber ducky sized. Dude, duck close worked.
I'm gonna pick up the one closest to me and hand it to Rearda.
Mm-hmm. The fuck is this?
We could chew on these.
Oh my god. You're a cheap.
I'm gonna hand him one. I'm gonna pick up another one.
Pull the squeaker out.
It's torn apart in a matter of seconds.
And you just see like all the Tanaruk fangs just like rip this thing to shreds. He just like flutters it around him and then just like hair in the breeze just
That was fun.
There's more.
I think.
You guys don't care if I do that again?
Do what again?
Yeah, you didn't see. Reaches down. I'll show you. We could do this.
Impressive.
He just rips it apart. You just see, the little like squeaker fall out. You see the like face rip apart. Little duck head just lands on the
I'm
ground.
just gonna set one out. Watch this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just fucking smash it with my warhammer. I mean, just like I'm in a strongman competition at a carnival, and I'm trying to send the hammer through the bell.
Yeah. Make me a strength check.
You got
do
it.
anything.
You found the grenade one.
I'm so
John, do we need a tension roll?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, we need a sexual
Yeah.
tension roll.
Me and you, buddy.
It's a 16 on the strength check, by the way.
Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh,
what's it on that tension roll?
I'm a good 40.
Son of a bitch. 89. At least it wasn't 20 less.
That would have been nice.
It would have been
So
nice.
Rita watches as you pull your new warhammer out.
It's like a squeaky
And
gavel.
you smash down onto this duck. And you flatten it out. And as you pull your warhammer back up, the duck just reforms.
You have like a squeaky
You're
gavel
gonna
now.
You're gonna roll like a rage check on that.
Dude, I thought you were gonna smash.
I'm hitting it again.
Same effect.
Really swing.
You should put that on the end of your hammer so you hit people with it.
Are you proficient with that?
With the duck or the hammer?
The hammer.
Oh, yes.
I think it might have broken had you kept your sword.
An astute observation.
Pull out the heavy crossbow. Now let's find out.
I'm gonna shoot this duck in the face.
I'm gonna back off.
Squeak again, bitch!
Not on my watch!
The wings shoot out. Fishy! I've got a family!
I'm just like,
Oh, they're ducks!
just full on fucking like glocks.
Point blank.
You hold it sideways?
Right? Yeah.
Should have losed an eye.
I'm tired of the crossbow.
Do you feel
I'm not
lucky?
straight up and down, because... but off
yeah.
at an angle.
No,
Sorry
I'll-
who's ever on the other
I
side.
will ask you to make the attack roll.
With disadvantage because it's 2 feet away from me? Or with advantage because I'm point blank?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it'll be a flat roll for you.
Works
Because,
for
like,
me.
you're very close to it. It's gonna be more about the amount of momentum. But you're not proficient.
That's not good.
Oh, buddy. I swear if there's a bolt in my ass.
5.
You guys watch as Nesgrim loads this
roll?
bolt.
I mean, its AC can't be that high, right?
Hmm?
Its AC can't be that high.
Oh, no. It's not about its AC.
It's real good at dodging.
Oh, if that fucking thing moves, I'm out.
And as you, like, let the bolt loose, you watch as the tip of the bolt, like, the head just instantly, like, penetrates right into the duck's skull, and you hear as the little air light, goes out and evaporates, and the duck just...
That's what I thought.
Dude.
Pull my bolt back out.
I did not like that.
Why did you do that?
Because it didn't crush when I hit it with a hammer.
Why would it... It squeaks.
I was going to try to hit it hard enough that it exploded.
I guess you can't.
Is that a challenge, Rita?
Sounded like one.
Kinda.
I'm fucking grabbing another one.
How big are these? Can I go find one and just start, like,
Yeah,
batting?
Brian would
Yeah.
just stone.
Never mind. Vorst, could you help me with this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm over by the soap buckets.
Did you roll a 1? No. What'd you roll?
A 1.
I'm gonna tell you that you're just so fucking mad. You put this duck
Gonna
down.
hit your own top.
You pull the warhammer out and you go to swing and you're gonna catch your own foot. Roll your damage die on your warhammer, buddy.
I would have guessed that it bounced back. Just-
Squeak.
One-handed
Slips out of his hands, the handle hits the ground, and he checks it. In your rage, are you really one-handing this, sir?
No, I was doing
Alright.
you put
Don't
your
be a
shield
bitch.
down. Come on.
Oh, I rolled the same thing. That's 7.
7. So I'm gonna say that because you're only catching your foot, you're gonna take 3 from it. But you just, this motherfucking BAM! And you just smash the shit out of your own foot.
I assume it rings out pretty loudly because he's hitting his
Yes,
metal
100% metal on metal. You hear like an echoing thud. And just the squeal of pain.
It's going to limp away mumbling.
It's impressive. We should keep moving.
They'll be here when we're done. This fight's not over.
You just feel Reard's arms around your shoulder. Dude, are you good?
Yes.
Do you need to like let off some steam?
No.
We're in a bath. There's soap
Yes.
on a rope. And there's ducks
Yes.
In a row?
on a rope. I've got rope. Dude,
Where's the soap on a... Hold on. Where's the rope soap?
there is one rope soap.
Where?
Somebody out of the corner of your eyes, like 10 feet away on a bench.
Out of rope soap.
Is it like a cat of nine tails with soap on the end?
Oh my god.
It is now.
I'm gonna pull it towards me. I'm gonna grab my torch and just...
He'll be aggressively clean.
Yeah, no, 100%. Little cat and nine tails soap rope. Small little, quarter of an inch little squares of soap. Dwarves like to get clean.
What the fuck? And I'm just gonna put it in my bag.
I have to research this.
This is important.
Is
I
there
see
s-
Mr. Clean has been moonlighting.
Is there standing water in the basin, like at the lowest portion of this?
I would say that it has been long enough that the water would have naturally evaporated.
I mean, shall we check the bottom? See what people have maybe lost?
You gonna check the bottom, dude?
Not.
I'm still near this. Can I get some muscle?
What do you need?
What do you need? I
I'll
don't
come
know. I
over
can't
as a
squish the
stoat.
duck.
Just gesture to the. How many buckets of soap? Is it like decent size? How much
I
soap
would
we
say
got?
they're, pretty small. Like a ceramic pot size.
What are we talking weight wise?
For the buckets themselves, not much. They would only be maybe
5-7 pounds.
the bucket.
No,
Well,
the powder. Like if
Oh,
we're
the
talking-
powder
yeah.
in the bucket.
Yeah.
I would say the powder in the bucket would be like 4 to 5 pounds.
Total
Yeah, per bucket.
per bucket. Oh
Mhm.
damn. That's
That's a lot of soap, dude. There's a lot of dirty dwarves in here. You're right next to the fuck chamber.
What do you mean in here, as in present tense?
Present tense. There's, we'll say.
You said dwarfs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared.
I mean,
How many dwarves are in the bathhouse, John?
I don't know, man. You have a divine sense, so as of right now, none.
We don't,
The deadpan look.
You don't get any more snacks until you use your divine sense.
at the very least, we know Balor is in here.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Balor is
one.
always around. There's definitely at least a Balor.
Use it.
Now I feel like if I use it, it's metagame though. Because Nazgrim has no reason to use it right now. But now that John's told me, I can't.
I mean, I've heard some ducks make some weird noise. You just hit your foot. We're just trying to fuck you in a bathhouse.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop Divine Sense.
Yeah.
You gotta know if he's good or evil.
That's the only thing you're popping.
Yeah, so I will tell you that. Can you read it? 60 feet,
Sure.
celestial fiend undead.
Detects good and evil. Next until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by hollow or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet, not behind total cover.
Yeah. So you're standing in this room. I will tell you, as you utilize divine sense and attune yourself to the environment around you, you take a deep breath. And you feel a litany of sensations of undead at different areas on the benches, detecting what feels like the presence of upwards of 20 undead spirits around you inside of this beautiful stadium.
I'm gonna say out loud, we are not alone. There's
I'm just gonna gesture at the soap again.
What do you need with
Come
the
on,
soap?
man! Soap pack mule, come on!
do you want me to carry buckets of soap?
Do you have a sack? A spare sack? We need this dry rub. Show me your sack.
I don't believe I have an extra sack, no.
It's 48% tense.
Mm-hmm.
I only have Aether's sack and then my own.
No, I gave you a sack with the what the fuck was it called?
the sulfur?
No, not the sulfur. The
Spices?
No, the
Caramels?
ornament. The ornament where I found the first book. It's like a menorah type.
Oh, yeah. You gave him a larger sack with that candelabra thing inside of it. Yeah.
Do you just want to dump the soap in on the candelabra?
I'll just nod.
Oh, okay, yeah, here you go. And I'm just gonna open it up.
I'm just gonna start dumping this in.
Yeah.
Is this heavy?
Yeah.
I'll say that with there being 5 buckets, each bucket has 3 pounds worth of powder.
Okay, I'll go 3 pounds.
Mhm.
Is it heavy?
Yes.
6 pounds?
Still pretty heavy.
That should be
I
enough.
love how he says fucking undead. Like 20 undead around us, and we're like, we gotta get the soap. Just go sit here. Get the soap.
We know that.
We need
You
the
didn't
soap.
specify there was 20.
I didn't get the chance! I was immediately turned into a pack mule.
I've been standing by this soap for like
We're
10
not alone.
minutes.
That's grim. What the hell?
There's so many fucking ghosts in here.
As I'm just dumping the soap. How many?
Like 20 at least.
I'll just throw the bucket.
Oh my god!
Put that away, and I'll start walking towards the exit.
Mm-hmm. The way you came in, or
No,
one
no,
of the 2
the-
paths up.
Oh, there's 2 paths?
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
You said there was like one passageway north of where we
There's
came
one
in.
That
here.
Oh, I
and
didn't
then
see the
one
other
here.
one. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go, Don.
Thank you.
You guys are right now in that centrally basin thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna start walking towards the one just north of where we entered.
Okay, the first one to the left.
That good?
Yeah. The house.
As I'm walking towards it, you're good to carry that, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
6 pounds I'm adding.
Yep, 6 pounds.
6 pounds of soap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and remove my bandana that I was wearing earlier and give a good sniff down this hallway.
The one to the northwest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You would, inside of that hallway, you would obviously get a pretty strong odor behind you of the wonderful, fragrant soap suds. Well, the powdered soap would still definitely give off an odor. But ahead of you, it smells like stagnant water and an intensely strong alcohol, comparable to the one that you have found and that you trapped the barrel of.
It's just similar to the cistern room that we were
Correct.
in earlier.
Exactly like the cistern room.
Oh.
Nesgrim.
That room was a dead end, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is a different cistern, but yes, the one that you found previously on the higher floor was a dead end.
Where are these spirits?
And I'm just gonna kind of point around the benches.
Yeah.
All down there.
Only in there?
They weren't just like splashing around in where the water used to be.
They don't seem to be perturbed by our presence.
They're just
No, but I am concerned as to why they are there.
washing.
Maybe that's where they died.
I have concerns that this is not a bath.
No.
Oh.
Just as the tavern was probably not a tavern.
I'm gonna hold up one of the ducks. Squeak it.
Go ahead and pick you guys up, put you on my shoulder with your
Keeping
duck.
the duck.
Even though it just screamed ether.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good duck.
Alright, well, let's leave then. Right?
There appears to be a cistern further down this way, similar to the one we saw earlier. Also getting bits of that alcohol smell that we tracked earlier. So, quite possibly something is in there. Do you want to investigate the other room first before we head this way?
If it is similar to the cistern from earlier, then it will be a dead end.
Yes.
Quite possibly, yes.
If it is a dead end, then it's likely that that would resolve faster than going in a different direction.
Very
Yes.
true. Alright, shall we then?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so
It's directly north, right?
yep,
Mhm.
you wind around that walkway, come towards the next opening that ascends north. Again, 10-foot wide hallway. It looks like it stretches for about 40 feet. You guys would be able to see a portion of the way into the room, and you would definitively see that there are areas in which there are toppled over stools on what looks like a long, like a banquet table, stretching into the room beyond what you'd be able to see. So you would see toppled over stools away from this table. Table's about 5 to 7 feet wide, You would not be able to see into the sides of the room until we walk closer. But you would definitely see what would look like the beginning of a long wooden table.
Keep on trucking.
Cool. What's our walking order? Keeping the same one? Still
Same one.
Retora?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, as you guys approach this area, you can see that it opens up into, again, another wide, mostly square-shaped room. You can see that about 10 feet in front of you, the table begins. There are about a dozen or so stools. You see tankards of ale, kind of like flagons like we've got, sitting, resting on the center of the table. I will tell you that there is on the eastern wall what looks like a large bar. So you can see another countertop like this. Behind it, two large, almost kind of like cupboards with obviously ales on the heights. You would see behind it shelves again on the eastern wall with additional mugs and small pieces of silverware for stirring. And on the western wall, you would see that there would be like a dartboard and what would look like right below it, two tall standing barrels with a chessboard on one and two sets of playing cards on another. And I will tell you, Don, because your passive perception is so naturally just motherfucking high, I'll tell you that you see what looks like a small, underneath the table, set of bones. One set of bones. And I will tell you that it looks like it is a hand and a wrist bone extending out from a pile of clothing. Like a black cloak.
I'm gonna just, Vorst, Rearda. Bones. Do not touch them.
Bones.
Yes, they might be,
Tougher than the duck?
no, cursed or a monster or something else. The last time I crouched under a table to grab something, it tried to strangle me to death.
Oh yeah, the thing I hugged.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
like that.
No, do not touch the bones in the mysterious
What if I
cloak.
kick it?
I would not kick it either.
What if I stab it?
That would be more acceptable from a distance, yes.
Do you have a stabby? I only got a slashy.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look around for like a stick, like
You
a
got a
big
bone
long
dagger.
stick.
Did you say there was a
I'm not gonna-
cloak over the bones?
Huh?
I'm gonna grab my torch and pull the cloak towards me.
Similar fashion to the one in the other room with the piles
Correct.
of cloaks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll pull the cloak towards you. You see that it is a cloak that is comparable to the one that was in the previous room. As you pull it towards you, you do feel that there is a different... there is comparable to what you had, the heaviness in the pocket.
Okay, so how far away was it that I needed to pull it away?
Like 15 feet from
yeah,
you.
I would have. Yeah. All right. And
Yeah,
then,
definitely within range of your hand.
yeah.
Yep.
And then once it's next to me, I'll just start digging through the pockets.
Yeah, same thing. A small amount of sulfur, like a quarter of an ounce of sulfur, and a small amount of dirt once more. I'll
Felix,
tell you that there is a full skeleton underneath this table. You see like a skull kind of like slightly ajar, edging away from one of the table legs.
would you mind flipping the skull over so I can look inside and make sure that Balor is not in there?
I'll just pick the skull up and...
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of shimmy the cloak with my mystic hand and
Yeah, you hold the skull aloft and rotate it towards him. You don't see anything inside of it.
Okay, yeah, I'd take it from Forst.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna just look it over and see if there's anything weird about it.
Not to you, no. Looks like a skull. I'll tell you that it's something that Ether is very good at doing.
Yeah.
So I won't even make you roll.
Sure.
Nope, it doesn't look like there's anything strange about this skull. Doesn't even look like there's any signs of damage or trauma to the bone structure.
Okay. So this person did not dive through any sort of physical means, at least to the skull. So I imagine they were consumed.
Can you tell who that was? The way that it's shaped?
No.
Like a lady? Or a man?
I'll permit you a nature check on that
Sure.
one. I'll say that would not have been one of the things
Yeah.
in the subject matter that Ether would have concentrated on
Yeah,
when he
for
was
sure.
doing
Because I'm
his...
not really concerned about
Correct,
that.
yeah. But I'll tell you whether or not you just have an intuitive nature.
Yeah. That's an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that you're not certain, but you would guess that it is probably a man.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
A bit hard to tell, but probably a male dwarf.
It does look like a dwarf skull.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
Okay.
Could you learn more?
Yes, not here. Felix, could you hold the cloak out for me?
I'm still shaking it. And going,
Like, grab the one and I'll grab the other end.
okay.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to cut the cloak with my bone dagger.
Sure.
Put the skull on the ground. Cut off a piece enough to like wrap the skull in it to hide its eyes and put it in my bag.
Sure. Absolutely. You disguise the skull, wrap it up, put it in your bag.
Cool. Is it less than let's see here, 0.76 pounds?
Sure. We'll
Cool.
say it's exactly 0.7 pounds.
Okay, great. That's 74.1.
Almost encumbered.
Cool.
Neat mosquito. That was a nice cloak.
Fly's gonna land on your shoulder.
I was going to say, pick up the
What happens if I
put it on
pat
his
him?
back.
Because faint.
My weak constitution.
How you doing there, buddy?
I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to do in this room. There is a hallway that extends north, opposite the way that you guys came in. And to the immediate left of you in the corner, there would be a narrow hallway that extends southwest. In an area that you would be able to just definitively discern would be towards the branching direction of what you assumed is the cistern.
So, having seen how a lot of people died, like the places in which they've died, and seeing how people might have attempted to protect themselves in their final moments, does it look like the way that these stools are tumbled over were done in a way that somebody like tried to block themselves under the table and then they were pushed aside by something?
I feel like that's a good inference to make, buddy.
Cool. Yep, that's what I assumed, but
As though someone might have run in this direction and hurriedly moved
Yeah.
onto the table.
and then tried to disguise themselves and then they were found and they were thrown to the side. Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm a big fan of the hunt done.
Yeah. I'm gonna look under the table at the ground and at the top of the table to see if there's any markings. Not like symbols.
Tabletop side or underneath?
Underneath.
Okay.
Well, and like the edge of where this was to see if there's like claw marks or anything in the ground and under. If there's runes, I'm looking away immediately.
So just to be clear, you're climbing under the table.
Yep.
I'm crouching down and just doing a little
Yeah, right near the
Little
bones.
piece crouching under
I'm
the
gonna
table.
step back from the bones. Let me reenact this here. I'm just gonna do a little like
I'm gonna.
do a little elongated peak.
Are you approximately 5 feet away from the table?
I'm approximately 5 feet away from the table. And, if I figured out the trajectory to be able to see under there,
An elongated peak,
I'd like to.
he said. An elongated peak.
I'm going to hand my duck to Vorst and jump down and actually look under the table.
I'm just gonna point you.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Ow, ow.
Squeaker just rattles around.
Broken.
It's
Somehow worse.
It's got a hole in it.
You know when you squeeze in, it like takes a while to act like.
When you crouched and said elongated peak, you were doing that like classic hardcore kid pose, the like Glenn does.
That's how you take a long peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do like hard styling with the bones.
Yeah, the Magic the Gathering guy.
He gets it by the hand.
Might as well have been squatting with vodka. Like, you're just.
He's like looking back at all of us, pointing at the bones.
Thank you, Luna.
What is this?
Somebody paint this real quick. This is beautiful.
You see this dead guy?
Forget about him. We got soap.
Throw some soap on. Clean yourself.
Listen, I'm doing my best.
We're not judging.
No judgments here.
I'm gonna open up a bathhouse.
I forgot how to
Felix's
have-
Sud Palace.
Fishy's wet barn.
She's wet.
Anybody that says that immediately takes psychic damage.
Yeah.
So how much psychic damage?
Let the wet green man open up a bathhouse and see how many people make jokes. It's awfully damp in here. Sorry.
I'll take their money. I don't care.
That's just me.
Sorry about that. Let me go get some more soap.
I don't know if I'll do the commercials for Fishy's Wet Barn. Come on down to Fishy's Wet Barn.
That'll be $9.
No, it's gotta be Barry. What do you mean? Barry needs a job.
Oh, does Felix just can like rub the soap?
It's
no,
that's kind of
Oh
like.
my god, you'd just be soapy
just
all
lather.
the time.
That's not really. That's not. That's like using your own
Balmy.
sweat to clean yourself.
Oh.
It's water though.
But it's so
different.
sweat.
Is it salty?
I think it's fresh water.
There was fresh water.
Yes.
What about
Right.
Green
So
Man's
then I
So
don't-
it's not
bathhouse?
sweat.
No, but
water.
it is. It's kind. That's like the only thing that you can really relate it
Green
to.
water.
I was gonna say, what
It's
thoughts on
not salty.
Green Man's bath palace?
No. Felix's Sud Palace.
All right,
Fishy's
I
wet
do
barn.
like this. I do
Fishy's
like
wet
the wet
The
barn
fact
and
that
the
it's a
sub
barn
house.
just makes me uncomfortable. We couldn't afford a real storefront, so we just bought this barn.
They host square dances.
Arthur's gonna love my proposal. I want to walk into the Shark Tank, John.
Oh, damn.
It's actually an agricultural hall. It's fine. Come on down to Felix's for that sock hop later tonight. It's gonna be a hit.
Guys are the worst. You know how much money it would make a killing? Make a killing.
Make more of a killing.
I'm
if
really
his name
concerned about how
Fishy's
much
Wet Barn.
drawing is involved at the
Absolutely
bottom of
not.
this table.
I'm definitely more concerned than I was when I.
I'm not concerned at all. Because I'm not taking an elongated peek under this table.
Yeah, you said elongated P. I don't know what the fuck that
elongated.
is, but
He's looking for a really
You
long
know.
time.
yeah. What are you doing over there, John? What's going on?
Don't worry.
There's just
Well,
like
I hope you
a
heard my-
weird time dilation for you as you peek under the table. Your vision just stretches on forever.
I
His
have an
eyes roll
entire
back.
An
It was
elongated peek.
It is. It's a long peak.
Let me just take a look under.
Our voices all slow down.
This is a really long table.
Does that just keep going?
That's a Fishy's Wet Barn?
I'm writing down Felix's Sud Palace. It's happening. I'm walking into Arthur's Shark Tank.
I think we've already figured it out at
On
this
the bottom of the
point.
table, property of.
Me and Yalomlo are going to set up a meeting long before yours. Alright, hear me out.
Okay, well, when Felix proposes a Sud Palace, just talk him into this name instead.
Listen, I've got a beautiful, beautiful,
He might try and back you down.
burnt out carriage and collection of tents that we could get this business going.
Oh, bath tent.
Former Bone Museum.
Forgot that you're
Current bathhouse.
an actual.
That is so fucking. That's
Fishy's
so
Wet Barn,
cursed.
formerly known as
I'd
the Bone
rather use
Museum.
Adrian's place.
It's too close to Bonehouse.
Fishy's Bone
Former
House.
Bone Museum, current Bone House.
Oh, now it's a bath brothel. Great.
I'm sure there's a market for it. in
Where do
Oshuamp.
you think we are in Felfarthen right now?
This is why the idea has stricken Felix and not Yalumlo, you bastard, you fish barn fuck.
Welcome to the bathhouse.
So what
I
is
think you're getting in trouble for it.
I took an elongated peek under the table, and John's drawing something horrifying for me.
I'm coming up with business ideas for this soap.
the soap? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Actually, Felix, did you find more sulfur in the pockets?
Yes,
What if it wasn't sulfur?
it's sulfur.
No, it is.
I am certain it's sulfur.
It's actually just more soap.
What if it wasn't sulfur?
I mean,
It is.
I mean, what if it wasn't sulfur before, and then something happened creating sulfur?
That's called explaining yourself. Thank you.
Very helpful, right?
You know you've got sulfur. What if it wasn't?
No, that seems plausible. I don't know what the dirt is for.
What is sulfur I want to say the word exhaust, but that's not right. The
Byproduct.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an alchemist.
What if
You were.
What if it wasn't sulfur?
Can I just do a history check to just YOLO it?
For what sulfur is a byproduct of?
If it is at all?
Sure, you got it.
Hope you
dude.
studied your chemistry.
I'm gonna ask you to make a history check at disadvantage. 'Cause
Shit,
that
I
is-
rolled it really...
That is not something that I feel like you would be able to discern.
Damn it. It's so good, too. Yeah, so that's going to be a 13. It's going to be a 22.
I would tell you that you feel like there is definitely some kind of so like chemistry is obviously a thing and is practiced in some regards by individuals in fields of study. You would know that chemistry is definitively a concentration of study for inside of Ulm. That like your father as a librarian like would know and have not educated somebody on that specifically as his field of study, but like you would know that chemical reactions are definitely something where sulfur might be a byproduct, but you wouldn't know what. You would assume.
I would just shrug at you, Nesgrim. I not an alchemist, I'm sorry.
understand?
You would assume in alchemical possibilities for what you have read so far, either calcination, which is the process of heating to remove some other impurity,
Sure.
or possibly no, because sulfur's not a solution. Possibly congelation, which is cooling to congeal or thicken. But that would mean that it would already have to be in something, and you would be thickening it from what would be effectively like not a gaseous state, but you would be thickening something and you would not get powdered sulfur as the result. So you would assume it wouldn't be congelation in this instance, it might be calcination, but like, why? Pfft, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no.
Like, that is not a thing that I would say Felix is
Definitely just going to shrug at Nesgrim.
almost done, though.
Very good. What are you doing?
Take out an
It's
extended.
gonna be totally great.
Oh, God. You got your second character already, right?
Yes, he does.
Uh-huh.
I do.
He does.
Sorry.
An elongated peak.
It's fine.
You're really staring over there, Ether.
Yes.
Definitely
have
says
to
fishy sweat bone.
I have to inspect the whole table. And the floor and the bones.
I'll attract a crowd for sure. Not the type of crowd. Damn.
It's in the North District. Right next to Clark's.
I don't know if you guys heard this, but Hawaii has recently passed a law that made it illegal to laugh above a certain volume. So you're now only allowed to do an aloha.
Your sneezes are
God
banned.
damn it, DJ.
I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Hawaii's cool.
Now you're only allowed in aloha.
No, I heard it the first time. I'll
Aloha.
throw something at you. You bastard.
What do they make illegal?
Laughing above a certain volume.
Oh.
Now you're only allowed aloha.
Can we get a band DJ in the chat, please? Thank you.
Can we get a Fishy's wet barn in the chat, please?
You don't need a fishy web barn.
I feel we have that. We need to make that a shirt. Felix's Sud Palace.
And then
when
on
it's
the,
crossed out and it says Fishy's wet barn.
it makes me think of the Parks and Rec where it's like Tommy's closet. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
across the street is like the same thing.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh, Henry Winkler.
And Vorst and I are running Fishy's wet barn, and we were just painted green.
Henry
whole
Winkler
building.
covered in
Oh, man,
bees.
hope it doesn't get too stormy on that side of the street.
Beneath the claw marks.
Uh-huh. So I do definitely see claw marks then too. Jesus
Oh
Christ!
my God!
I immediately look away.
Let me see.
I mean,
Can I look at it?
It seems fine.
Well
Yeah.
done, John. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when I see that, I'm going to immediately look at the ground and back away from the table. There are symbols on the bottom of the table.
Symbols? Like...
Like a
yeah. As soon as he starts doing this, I'm gonna. I don't even know. Throw the cloak over his hand. It's more than 0.06 pounds. You're encumbered.
like a big circle.
Did you understand anything about it?
No.
You want to look at it?
Yeah.
Felix?
I'll take a look. Actually, what kind of table is it? Can we just flip the table?
It's a very long, like 50-foot long wooden table, about 5 feet wide.
It's a
It's
banquet
got
table.
multiple. Yeah, it's like a banquet table.
Little muscle here?
I'm gonna guys.
I think
Go ahead.
between Vorst, Nesgrim, and Rearda, we could flip that table.
Yeah, but I want to see Felix do it.
I'll help.
No. Just Felix.
Sarah, please make me
Mastery of Force.
a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Thank God you are an elf.
I'm also a stoat.
Still keep your racials? You want to? Please?
I mean, I keep my,
Yeah.
Keeps her elf brain in her stove body.
That's how it works.
I didn't get a good enough look at it.
Wait, but then how's
Fishy stove barn.
How does
That's
the
a stout
intelligence checks
shout.
work?
Or I'm free from it
Elf brain.
because followers
Stove
in my
body.
brain. There's other reasons.
Elf.
You didn't look up
Brain.
long enough.
Elf mind.
She's
Stoat.
actively like
Yeah,
under the
stoat
table
brain.
looking at it.
Sure.
Makes sense.
You like
Elf brain.
peeked, saw that there's markings, and went no.
Yeah. Yeah, Ether's not trying to get
You
consumed.
would not have seen like the entirety
Yeah,
of
that's why I
that.
just described vaguely what it was.
you said a wisdom save?
Yes.
17.
Oh my.
Is that not enough, John?
Oh my.
I rolled better.
I mean, there are very high level
Sure.
magicians inside of Felfarthen known for
They're tricks.
their tricks. Uh-huh.
Under a table?
Sure.
Where else?
Dwarf magic.
Where else
ceiling?
would Fishy's wet barn?
I'm gonna get fishy. Teach him to name it.
Don was correct in that an individual tried to hide under here to keep themselves safe as they were being hunted.
Oh, they set a trap.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't work though.
And I think you might have just triggered it.
Yes.
It's fine. It's a wisdom save.
You're gonna get stoat smashed.
Just gonna
Something.
get thrown across the room.
Something is now.
Hopefully that
punching you.
flips the table. We all make the same.
Oh man.
Just tossed across the room like she put a fork in an outlet.
Just like all puffed out,
Yeah.
sizzling a little bit. This is fine.
Totally.
It's fine.
I am ever so sorry.
Oh, you're fucked. Anytime John goes, I'm sorry, something bad is gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I looked at those symbols.
Flip the table and make me make the save. Come on. Let's go. Be whiz kids, all of us.
Victoria would have no reason
Let's have
not
a
to look
repeat
at
of the
these. She's
acid
never
rain.
been
Just
punished for
savage
looking
John.
at things.
He savaged himself.
He did.
That is not advisable. Is she?
Want to make a pact? Got a
Pact of
special,
the
I got a
fishy.
special knife, Forrest.
What happens if you stab the duck?
Cut the duck's head off.
Happens if I stab a spear with it? What ground it?
You okay there, John?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you typing?
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't know if it changes anything, but I've been wearing the ring
Hey, catch
on
this.
my stoat arm.
Oh, what the?
No.
Worth a shot.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Oh boy. Well,
Upon her going under the table to look, is there any physical reaction to my stoat friend here?
I just bolt.
Any particular direction or no?
in relation to where you guys are, back the way you came would be her impulse to start running towards that direction.
Yeah, if I see her running out and back towards us, I'll like put my hand down if she wants to like.
You're fine to climb on him. That's fine.
I'll climb on him and
I'll give you your duck back.
ignore the duck, point my nose in the direction
Mm-hmm.
of the exit.
Mm-hmm. South, back the way you guys came in.
Maybe not. Yes.
Ritora. What was it?
We have to go down.
Down?
Are you concluding your stoat shape? Or did you
No,
connect
yeah.
telepathically? Okay.
How do you mean?
To the foundry.
We're going there.
No.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
not
I
in.
know.
We are already heading down?
We have to go now.
Any particular reason?
I tell you, you're not able to say.
We have to go.
Do you know which way?
Do I know which way?
Mm-hmm. You know exactly the way.
All right. She says that we need to go to the foundry. She says she knows the way.
Well, we're headed there anyway.
How could it be possible that she would know exactly how to get there?
I do not know.
Balor.
Possibly.
Just picture you saying that while you're encumbered underneath the thing. Balor!
Can someone get this cloak off of me?
I'm scared.
Felix, please.
It's so heavy. I can't bear it any
Are
longer.
you on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
You looking under the table?
no, no, God.
The blanket weighs you down and you're like, no!
Turn. Yeah, I'll lift the cloak off of you with mystic hand.
Thank you.
She said it was down.
She's pointing back the way we came, I suppose.
I suppose if we were going to go that way anyway,
We were headed, yeah.
At least now we have directions.
well,
Or
Or is it-
something like that.
Is
Yes.
it the wrong way?
We don't know.
Even if we were going in
assume-
the right direction, there's no way of knowing.
I assume it will lead us to the foundry, but I am certain there will be something there that will be unwelcome for us.
I agree. This place has been doing nothing but telling us to go down and further in since we've got here.
Yes.
I would say just we could follow this lead.
Continue.
Carefully.
Yes, with caution.
Stay very wary. Keep your eyes open and heads on a swivel. Still making the map, right? Best you can, I would assume.
Soap.
No map, only soap.
So I show you the map, and it's just Felix Sud Palace.
You just scratch the map out and are writing your business model.
Do you,
sketch of a barn.
do you understand, Yalumla?
Yeah.
We're lost now.
Their blueprints and a business model. What?
Ready for the tank. Yes.
I'm just gonna hop down and start walking
Scurrying
in the direction.
away.
Yeah.
We need to be after her.
Yep.
With my friends. Let's go.
Back
Chasing
through
her.
the bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Felix, if she gets too far away, at least like that, can you? Good.
Just give me a moment.
I don't
Should
think we
try
have
to-
one.
I mean,
I'm not running like too
She's
far
just
ahead.
walking.
Yeah.
yeah. As everybody starts to leave the room, I'll kind of take the cloak
Mm-hmm.
and partially cover my vision
Okay.
and look under the table, so that way, like as I can start to see them,
Okay.
I cover it partially.
Cover your vision or cover the symbol?
The symbol.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You give a.
So that way, like I can see like half.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. You'd be able to cover a portion of the symbol.
It's actually really smart.
Hmm. Yeah. There's definitely ways around things.
I thought just,
Uh-huh.
Again, Ritor's never been punished for looking at things.
Absolutely.
So.
Felix has. And I think it's very fitting that Felix is the one to demonstrate a methodology to I've been hurt. Please don't hurt me anymore.
I've been hurt before.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess I see the top half.
Mhm. Yeah, you would see definitively etchings for dwarvish runes indicating the verbal components of sealing a spell. And you would see runes for the symbol of the School of Abjuration. Can you show me what you would be seeing based on how you're changing it? Sure. Yep. Yeah, you would see Abjuration and then you would see Enchantment.
Could you
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be able to move it and see the lower half continuing to keep a significant amount of it compromised.
Yep.
I will tell you that as you are looking at it, you get the sensation that I will tell you sufficiently that Felix is a studious man would know that this is most likely a glyph, and that glyphs are sigils that are activated and activated once.
Okay. So,
Abjuration and enchantment.
yeah, so I mean, if I know that it's activated once and I saw the stoat dart,
Mm-hmm.
I'll uncover my vision so I can see the entire thing.
Yes, you have no effect.
Nope.
See that it's
You're welcome.
hastily cut in with, some kind of small tools into the wood, and then you would see great claw marks over it as though something was
Nice try.
I mean, it's hard to describe, but if something
reaching
is
under.
something is scratched and going towards the edge of the table, as
Okay.
though possibly either scratched under or somebody was being dragged out.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see?
Again, this is
Finishes sketching it, gets pulled.
correct.
Oh fuck.
And it's, oh my god, no, I was so close. Because again, it's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah,
I
and it was
picture,
done
like,
quickly.
If you ever
Mhm.
have been on the other side of a door that a cat wants to get through,
Mm.
Yes.
So I cannot. I guess I can't glean the effect of what it would do.
You would know that it definitively was a glyph that was housing an enchantment-based spell.
Okay.
And you would know that that probably means that that's what she's under the effect of. You have no way of knowing what the spell is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna follow the others out a little behind, I guess.
Yeah.
Stoating my way.
Sound
You're
calm.
outside.
Yeah.
Stoat my way through the bathhouse.
Stoating fast. Faces past, you're a stoat now?
She's stoked bound.
Stoat bound. Mm.
Sarah, I will tell you that you are the first individual to make it into the bathhouse, and as you step into it, does stoats have dark vision? I believe we said no, right?
No, they do not.
Great. I'm going to tell you that ahead of you, amidst the darkness, you still have the sure footing. You're not going to fall or anything. You're able to definitively feel where you are and walk back along the line. This is leading you in the correct way. As you're walking amidst the darkness, it looks to you like you see the ethereal outlines at different elevations in the bathhouse of dwarven spiritual faces that just descend into darkness. And they look like they, in unison, turn and look at you.
Just
Faces did in fact pass.
You're homebound.
stoatbound.
Yeah, no, they make no movement towards you, but as they turn, you see this harrowed, weary, worried look in your direction.
They know what's going on.
And you just, I'm doing my thing.
Fucking stoked.
They all look at her.
They all look at her just.
Yeah, you guys walk towards this area, and with your dark vision, see the stoat just scurrying along the wall.
Can I run to try to catch up to Ritora?
Yeah,
I'm not running.
yeah, she's just
Okay.
walking.
My walk speed is 30 feet.
Ritora,
I'm gonna extend my hand downward. Can I carry you?
You can't.
I'll be encumbered. Can I carry you?
You literally can't.
I'm trying to
moving
stall
half
for
speed,
time.
right? You're moving like
Please.
half speed.
Yes.
I think I can help you. We will still make our way to the foundry, but please.
Just climbing your hand and point in the
Yeah.
direction we're going.
I'm gonna hold her in one hand. I'm gonna pull a candle out of my bag with the other one.
Okay.
And
Felix, if you do not mind.
Not back. I'm not near you.
Felix, help me.
It's so heavy.
I float the cloak on. No! You destroyed it.
Can you light this? I have things for it, but one-handed I am.
Just dip the torch down.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Thank you.
ignite the candle for her.
Wait,
I'm gonna walk with the candle near myself and Ritora.
Yeah.
I'll make it bright.
Man,
Soap.
Lord. I know your movement speed. I don't remember if it's halved or if it drops to 5.
Oh, jeez. That'd be brutal.
Drops by 10 feet.
Oh,
Okay,
fine.
I'm still
that-
25. I'm good
That's better.
because I have 35.
I'm alright. Feels good.
Yeah, because you're only lightly encumbered. You're not heavily encumbered. Heavily encumbered is real bad time.
Yeah.
So, as of right now, we're still in not real bad time.
Yep.
Kind of bad, not real bad.
As of right now.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, and we continue making our way. Stoat just... like the captain at the, bow of a ship pointing us in our merry way.
You put her on your head.
As we're walking,
Ratatouille. Down the hallway.
I know that my mind has been affected by the tricks in this place. And if you are under some sort of spell, I imagine that a light might help you, as it helps me when I wander.
I just hold the candle as
Mm-hmm.
we're walking.
Just pointing.
Yeah. All right. We make our way down through the bathhouse. We go back through the hallway once more towards the entertainer's corner. Do not know if there's anything anybody would like to be doing while we are making this walk.
I'll try to make my way up front
Mm-hmm.
to be in the front of the walking order with Heath here.
Mm-hmm.
If that begins to be too much of a burden, let me know.
Thank you. It will be all right, I think.
Okay.
Keep my eyes peeled.
As we're walking, I'm gonna try and recreate the glyph in my book.
Okay.
At the best of my knowledge.
Sure.
Memory, whatever.
Yep.
You know, just.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I will ask you to make...
Con save.
No, I'll ask you to make a history check.
You're just going to scribble that in a book. Somebody's going to be reading your notes one day. Just,
Fucking pick up.
I gotta go to the foundry.
Effectively, instead of giving you the disadvantage, since you only looked at it for
Whatever that
just
is.
like the moment to be able to like, and then move it, look at it, recognize you can look at it in its entirety. It's just going to be an incredibly difficult thing, and there's not a functional way that you can gain all of it.
Right. Yeah. I have 18.
18? Yeah. I'll tell you that you feel like you're remembering like a third or a half of it, approximately.
Okay.
Would it be difficult for you to like fully recreate it? Absolutely, because there were so many dwarven runes in the many series of bands.
Right.
There was the external and then the different lines connecting the triangle portions. There was a lot to that rune, and we only looked for a moment or so. But I'll tell you roughly a third. You feel like you would probably be... You would definitely like the shape.
it was a circle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, you know, it's a circle, you know, there's smaller circles, the
Yep.
triangle intersecting, you know, there's like a star-ish
There's a
background.
pie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we
It's
make
pie.
our way through
Just
the
like the
center
moon.
area of the entertainer's corner,
Just like the moon and the
and
doors.
Ritor leads us towards the wall on the west side, the hallway on the west side. I will say that the hallway extending ahead of us is definitively 10 feet wide. So,
2 by 2.
yeah, what would our walking order be? I will say you don't need to be the leader, you just need to be going in this direction.
Sorry, I just need to clarify. We went back into the bathhouse and we're going out the other way that we did not go.
Yeah, we're going through the entertainers and we're going the left side of the entertainers.
Oh, okay, so we're going back to the theater
Yes.
type thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what walking order we would want to be in.
I would probably be at the back again.
Up front.
Yeah, I'd be next to Vorst holding Stoat.
Me and Rearder bringing up the rear. Good.
Yep, and that makes Felix and Yalablo in the middle.
Thank you.
Be in front of the rear, boys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is 10-foot wide hallway that extends about 50 feet. You're able to see that it opens up once more into a large antechamber that you can see is about, you guys are coming in this way, it's about 50 feet wide. You can see it extends back about 50 feet, and you can see on the southern wall a ramp that extends south and down and out. So previously your ramp looked like it came under where you guys were. This one looks like it extends far down out, away from the area in which you guys were coming. So it would be trajectory like south by southwest compared to the other ones. You would also in that room see that there would be a path to the north. A very skinny path, like a 5-foot wide hallway. But you see that the ramp for where you guys are is about 25 feet, 30 feet wide, and extends down for a very long time as you guys enter into this antechamber.
I'm gonna make a mental note to remember that little 5-foot gap.
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah,
wall.
it's a hallway.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's blocked or anything like that, but definitely looks like it's a hallway.
Because in relation to where we were before, we headed down, and then we hit a spot where we could walk back around to where the market square was. But
Mhm.
instead we went this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're kind of coming back through again, so my mental judgment would be that that's to the market.
Connecting back north.
Cool. Yeah, just making a mental note of that
Yep.
in case we
A-
need to
a
get
li-
the hell out of
A
here.
literal straightaway from ramp to ramp. That was there.
Could have gone that way
Yep.
the whole time.
Yeah, it was a
But
very
then you
long
guys
hallway,
wouldn't
so
have
there's not an
soap
indication for
ducks.
knowing that. Yeah, 30-foot-ish wide ramp. Looks like it descends down and south by southwest, away from you guys. Very harsh angle, about, a 30, well, sorry, obtuse, so like 150 degrees. So, I mean, it's pretty fucking harsh decline. I do not know if you guys would like to change your walking order with it being 30 feet wide, or if you would still like to stay in a 2x2 column.
I think 2x2 is best, probably.
Yeah, we have candlelight up front, torch in the middle, shield light in the back.
Yep.
Cool.
Candle is what, 5x5?
5x5.
Yeah, candle is like nothing. So I do not know if you guys would like to do any modifications to your light sources.
I thought you had light on
Yeah,
your...
my lantern's still lit.
Oh,
too.
you have your lantern
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, my lantern's hooked on my side.
Side?
I just have
Sure.
the candle for.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
her specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So,
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my my old longsword, not my shiny, scary one. And let's go.
okay. Well. I think we're going to take a break.
Great.
We'll be right back, friends.
out.
Yeah, here.
These are all lengths.
Hello, friends. Welcome back
We're back.
to this.
Does anyone know how much a stoat weighs?
Probably between like 3 and 7 pounds.
About a stoat and a half.
I would say probably less than 5 pounds. That was my
I
estimation.
don't know how well fed it is.
Yeah, depending on the time of year.
It's winter. It's
And
stone
apparently the
half.
latitude.
That's half a stoat.
The
No,
latitude
stoat
is
half.
important.
Yeah.
Hibernating time.
Yeah, so
pretty
I'm going
far
to tell you
north, so
guys
probably on the
that
small
as
side.
you are descending down, the ramp
God.
continues for about 120 feet before you are concluding in this enormous area. The obvious thing in which you would definitively see, because it would cast off some amount of light, despite it being mostly cracked and dried, is a small pit of lava that you can see definitively about 130 feet, 120 feet to the west of you guys. You definitively see that there is an enormous chasm here that is broken away, in which the floor itself looks as though it is jagged, having been broken down inward. Chasm looks to be about 30 to 35 feet wide.
Is it like piled rubble within it? Or-
No. It would, if
Just-
you guys are going to walk over towards it, I will tell you the depth of the chasm. I will tell you that you guys are descending this ramp and this is opening up into an incredibly large room. You have walked about 120 feet down and the ceilings in here are about 90 feet high.
Big room.
Fucking enormous room. It is the literal workshop. It is the foundry. You guys are concluding at the base of the ramp. I'm telling you that you see the small embering red hot flames of what you would have immediately recognized as, oh dear God, that's lava. It definitely has the black crackling of having solidified at certain areas. Doesn't look like it's moving. With the light that you guys have ahead of you, you would definitely be able to see at the conclusion of dark vision an obviously large, broken, fragmented, beautiful granite statue of an ornate dwarven shield that is 2 size, where it would be about 30 feet for the shield ascending. See the floor broken. Floor is definitely granite blocks. You can see that it looks like it's got an incredibly jagged edge as it hits that chasm.
How strong is the brimstone smell in here?
Pretty strong.
It's intense.
Definitely intense.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and bandana up on this so I don't get burned nostrils.
Did you say the material on this? I'm sorry.
It is granite. It is a stone.
It does. Okay, granite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
As you approach the chasm,
cautiously walk up to the edge to kind of.
yeah, it looks like it is not a smooth breaking. There's definitely jagged edges here in the stone. You would see definitively the natural like clay and soil that extends downwards as you look, right in the immediate area below your feet. And it looks like it extends further below than your dark vision reaches.
It's a long way down.
Be careful.
Would I feel like there's a correct way to go in this instance?
Correct? No.
No.
Just get there. I will also tell you, Glenn, as you are there, you would see across the reaches of the chasm at the very edge of your dark vision what would look like to you a dwarf that is encased in stone, motionless, holding a smithing hammer aloft.
It's just standing there, or is he at a table or a work?
Motionless, standing in the middle of nowhere, holding aloft a smithing hammer.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump down and walk over to the
The
edge.
chasm? Absolutely. You don't have dark vision. Looks like a big dark hole.
John, you have water on your glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Just looking for a time to cut in and tell you that.
Appreciate it.
There
gonna-
appears to be a statue of a man over there.
More of what we have seen before?
No. Almost real. Not larger than life.
What would turn a man to stone?
Is that a thing?
He appears to be frozen like stone.
We saw visions. The vision that I saw, the people were frozen in time before they were turned to dust and bone from the shadow.
So perhaps they are frozen but not touched?
Possibly. They did not appear to be stone in my vision, but perhaps over time, or the heat, or something more.
Like a heat so intense that it would turn ash to stone?
Yes, possibly.
Gonna walk the perimeter this way.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look along the edge to see like what the ground floor is like around this area.
Yeah, still intact stone bricks, large, long, rectangular shaped, cross weaving. As you move in that direction, you definitively see the upper half of a statue with the lower half crumpled in rubble beneath it. The upper half looking like it's a torso about 15 feet wide at the broadest parts, and the still intact chest up would be about another 15 feet.
And these are equivalent in size to the broken obsidian ones that we saw.
These are slightly larger.
Larger?
Yes, and these are entirely granite. So as you're approaching it, it would not look hollow. It would look intact in the grooving areas in which it's broken.
I'm just gonna pace the edge of this cavern.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen like a cat sizing up a jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would tell you as you pace along the edges of this chasm, it looks like the narrowest point is about 30 feet long.
So does this extend to the ceiling, this pillar?
Correct, yes. The pillars are massive. They are wide. They're supposed to be bigger than the 10 feet ones. We don't have ones, but they are 15-foot wide diameter bases. They're circular, and they extend fully up to the ceiling.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of peer off the side here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to look towards the wall of the chasm.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like a clean cut?
Down below you, no, it looks jagged.
Very jagged?
Yeah, it looks like it was an earthquake where things were ripped apart. So
Okay.
you would see protrusions coming out at angular depths
Okay.
as it extends
ripping
down below
apart
you.
and then just everything kind of falling in sort of deal.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
I guess seeing no way across, I would speak into Ritora's mind again. Is this where you were trying to get?
We have to get over there.
To the other side?
Yes.
I
Start digging through my bag.
don't think that there's
Do the same.
a path available.
We'll have to get across somehow.
As I'm digging through my bag,
Mhm.
pull out a grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull out mine as well.
This should work.
I was thinking the same thing. Perhaps we should find a spot to connect it to slightly higher than floor level.
I think if we tie it off to this pillar here, toss it across to the other side.
It's probable. Would I be able to see the wall from where I'm standing here?
Of the opposite side of the chasm.
Yeah, here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll tell you that wall looks like a genuine stone building where the walls have been broken, and that the height of the building for those portions of the wall, the lowest height is about 20 feet high, and it extends up at those ridges about 35 feet high.
And so it'd be, at the closest, I would have 30 feet across,
Mm-hmm.
and then 20 feet up.
Mm-hmm. Very hard toss.
I have another idea.
Yeah.
I could tie a rope off to a crossbow bolt, fire it across the chasm into the wall, hope that it sticks.
That's a lot of,
I'm going to tell you that the walls in the area in which you're standing are walls where it is blocks of stone. It is
Sure.
not natural, just stone, like cave wall. It is a built location.
it's a lot of faith to put in a crossbow bolt, my friend.
Sure, but worst comes to worst, I can always fish it back using the rope.
Yes, but we
I
will
wouldn't
not,
put my life
yeah.
on the line of a piece of wood.
Yes.
Sure.
If we could get someone to the other side, perhaps they could make sure that whatever we toss across is tied off.
That's very true.
I may be able to jump across.
It's awfully far.
I'll just
Perfectly timed.
I don't know that I would be willing
Backwards.
to risk that myself.
You're missing the feathers. I'm just gonna do this.
You might be a bit heavy, Nazgrim.
Trying to see how far my long jump is.
Don't suppose it's close enough that you could lift Ritoro across?
Said it was about 30 feet.
Yeah, about 30, 35 feet, yeah. Again, it's hard to judge. Like, that is what I'm attempting to illuminate. That, like...
I could see how far, and I'll just extend my torch out.
mm-hmm.
I'll stand on the edge here,
Mm-hmm.
as far as it can go,
Yeah.
which is approximately 30 feet.
It looks like it gets very close to the edge. So, like, if the other side is this area here, you're, like, right here-ish.
I'll pull out another torch, and I'll
Mhm.
bring this one back,
mm-hmm.
and I'll horizontal
Uh-huh.
gesture.
Mm-hmm.
If she is under some sort of spell, I do not think she should be the one on the other side.
I don't think he can lift any of the rest of us.
If we,
And I don't think any of us are making that jump.
Who has a rope?
I got a rope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out one
I'll
of those
come up to
special
you.
ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Doing
That's
that.
great, because we're
Doing
not
that real
attuned
quick.
to them.
John, this wall over here at this end of the chasm, is that a solid wall?
Mm-hmm.
Just the same as this.
We could try climbing that wall over there and clinging to the walls we crawl across.
I'll come over and bite one end of the rope
Mm-hmm.
and walk over to Felix.
Grab the other end and start swinging it and just fucking yeet it. I'm kidding, John. I'm not gonna do that.
I know.
Could do.
please,
I'm gonna make my way further down
Mm-hmm.
to narrow the distance as much as humanly possible between me and that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Take my 50 foot of rope
Mm-hmm.
with my grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, I have enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and hook that top of that wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will ask you to make an attack roll with it.
That's a 3 on the die.
Yeah, I will say that you tie it nicely, affixing the grappling hook to the end of your rope, get a decent hold on it, and you aim as best as you can, and as you do, your grappling hook shoots out across, hits about the midpoint into this stone, and you hear it just ever so loudly give out a piercing singing noise as the metal strikes stone and lands on the ground loosely.
Go ahead and pull the rest of my rope back.
Yeah. I don't know what anybody else would like to be doing in this instance.
Loading this stoat on this torch.
Okay. Stoat on unlit torch.
Yep. You're tied, right?
I had it in my
Rope?
mouth.
You have it in your mouth.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If you
I'm gonna take that from you and just tie it around your stomach. Nice and
Okay.
snug.
So we're tying. So torch.
Stowed on a rope.
Stowed.
The stove is not tied to the torch, right?
Tied.
No.
The
No.
rope is tied to the stove.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna pet you. Do you look worried? No? Okay. Away you go on a magic carpet ride with a torch.
Monkey into space.
This is such a weird visual.
Everybody's lined up along the edge.
Just so to go into the darkness.
Thank you for your service.
I will tell you that the edge of the torch, because of the length of the torch, as you hover across, as you would be right at the other edge, you would definitely be over the area of the stone to be able to leap across.
Mm-hmm. Hop on down.
Uh-huh.
Now what?
She has no dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Nothing.
effectively nothing. You see the chasm right behind you.
I'm gonna start walking for this wall over here.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna start wandering around, I guess.
Okay. Where would you walk?
I guess
Just into
does
a light.
the lava put off any
The
light?
lava puts off a small amount of light, yes.
Now you mention it.
Would I be able to see like these
Statue-y figures?
not the figures, the
The
like
walls.
the walls?
Yes,
the-
you would see the stone walls of a dilapidated building that is clearly missing its frontal portion. And because of the ambience of the light, with 5 bright, 5 dim, you would see a statue right at the edge of that front portion of the lava. That area outside the edge of the lava is a slight decline.
Mhm.
So it's like a 5-foot descending down into a grooved area where you would see this person standing. There would be stairs in there.
I'm gonna wander on over to this wall. Over here.
You feel compelled to move towards the statue. As per your command, I will remind you before anything negative occurs to you.
She is tied to a rope.
I understand.
Hold on one second.
So
Glenn, can
I'm
you
gonna
move me
pull the one torch back, and then
I
the
mean, you
lit
can move
torch
me
I'm gonna
to it
send
now,
to the
30
edge.
feet
Mhm.
over here. I'd probably be at it now.
What, here?
Yeah, about
Cool.
there.
What are you doing at the wall?
Okay.
It is a smooth wall like this.
This far wall over here.
Yes.
There's no like finger holds anywhere.
If you want to try to find finger holds, I will absolutely permit you the chance to find finger holds, and you can climb across the very dangerous chasm. If you want to do that, I will let you do that. Please understand, if that is what you tell me you want to do, I will let you do it. If you think you're athletic enough to do it, climbing is going to cost you half instances of movement. It would be 2 athletics checks and an incredibly treacherous thing with a very punishing failure. That is what I want to convey.
Sure.
You're visibly eyeing up the wall.
Yeah, for sure.
You have the other end of her rope.
I'd tap you on your shoulder.
Me then.
Maybe you're better with that than I am.
The grappling hook, you mean?
I threw mine in it. The knot wasn't good enough.
I'll give that a try first. If not, I have a backup plan.
Yes.
I'm gonna yeet my grappling hook at it.
It's worth a shot. Worst case, we get to the other side, we pick him back up again.
Yeah, you can make an attack roll with your grappling hook.
That is not good. Any modifier to that?
Just your strength, you're not proficient.
That's a 9.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You hit slightly higher into the stone wall, and your grappling hook sings out once more as it crashes into stone and then falls to the ground.
Pull my grappling hook back to me.
Yeah, you begin pulling your grappling hook back to you. You pull your grappling hook back to you as he's...
Oh, so it's still on. Mine is still on the rope.
Yeah, you still have your
Okay,
grappling
I
hook.
thought it came
No,
off
I
of
did
the
not
rope.
disconnect your grappling hook.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna walk over to that pillar.
You're going to wait, because
Sure.
you just did a thing.
Sure.
Anything else, Glenn? Because I'm saying that this is occurring while she is being hovered over, that you're drawing yours back to you.
Yeah, I'll give it another go around.
Absolutely. Would the three of you like to be doing anything while this is occurring? You're pulling the thing back, and you're putting the torch that is lit over on that side.
Yep.
I'm minding the rope that's attached to Ritora.
Okay. On.
I'm just watching.
Praying.
Fear. Yeah.
Same.
12.
12. I'm going to tell you you're going to catch towards the height of the rock, but the hook is only going to catch on one point and slide back down. Those are the things that are occurring with that, and then I would reflect back to Sarah for an opportunity to move.
I'm gonna walk over towards the statue.
Mm-hmm. The one by the lava.
Mm-hmm.
She can get about 10 feet before she's 50 feet away from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
You would
to
feel this rope go taut. I would tell you that you would feel compelled to loosen the rope because you recognize that the rope is absolutely what is preventing you from doing this thing. You are also a tube-long, creature that has different areas of thickness.
Yeah.
You could absolutely slide out of it.
Just keep walking.
I was a Boy Scout.
How well did you tie this knot?
You want a knot check?
Tight enough that you didn't have to hold on to it while he hovered you over.
Yeah, I mean, she's still it's mostly she's just on the torch to where it's not going to be that much of a slack problem because she's not moving.
Oh, she wouldn't be on the torch anymore. She was down. Didn't she get down?
Absolutely, but I
For
mean,
the
in terms of
movement
the
across.
process of tying it,
Yes.
it is not like that is the security blanket that is keeping her safe. The torch is what is keeping her safe. She absolutely has despairing areas in which she would have portions that it would go loose.
Weird
She would
ass
be able to
stone.
slide her way out
Like a
of.
ferret could get through it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Correct. These creatures are specifically good at doing things along those natures. So I would say that it will take you a couple of seconds through the course of this thing, but you would definitively continue to move towards that thing as you begin breaking out of the rope.
Yep.
The two people your grappling hook is back to you. Your grappling hook, you're grappling along, or you're reeling back towards you. You have extended the torch out. You see the stoat freeing herself from the rope. You see definitively a dwarven statue of a smith that looks like it is a man in clay with a hammer raised. 5. You would see the depression in terms of you would see there's an obvious indentation in the ground for where it begins to move down, and she continues to move. So DJ, if you want a grappling hook once more.
I actually had a different thing in mind.
Sure. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go to that pillar back there,
Okay.
and I'm gonna wrap my grappling hook around it.
Okay. I'm going to tell you that the pillar is a 15-foot diameter at the base.
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and lock the grappling hook on the rope itself. So that
Okay.
as it pulls, it tightens against that pillar.
Okay.
I'm gonna tie that rope off around my waist,
I'm going to tell you that that's going to take about 20 feet of rope to do that.
but I still have enough rope to make it most of the way across the chasm. I understand it's probably not gonna be enough to get all the way across, but most of the way.
I will tell you, you could possibly get within 5 to 10 feet of the conclusion of that jump. Because it's 20 feet around.
Sure.
Because it's 15 plus the 5 to tie it off. You have another, 10 feet worth of walking?
Mm-hmm.
That's 30 feet, and then it's a 30-foot jump. So you are approximately 10 feet short.
Tie that rope off around my waist. Make sure it's nice and tight.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try to scale this wall across. Counting on the rope as a failsafe in the event that I fall. The worst that'll happen is I swing down into a chasm wall and hit it really hard.
A very sharp chasm wall.
You're right. I am aware there are risks involved.
There's only risks. You're.
Success is on the other side.
It's.
Then we have to get back.
It's risky. I'm not gonna pretend like it isn't. I'm fully aware. There's 2 athletics checks involved.
This is just.
You're not there, Sarah.
I'm not there.
Yeah,
I
go
know
do
you-
stoat things.
I know you desperately want to help. You are not there. You are a stoat right now, walking towards a clay statue of a dwarf
As a stoat.
by a forge, by lava. You tie this stuff off, and you begin moving over. You get to the edge of the chasm. You may make an intelligence, or you may make an investigation check using your strength as you are attempting to gauge handholds by pressing down to see whether or not you believe that they are suitable for your weight. Man who is carrying all of the incredibly important things for our group of friends.
Is it too late for me to take that off?
If you want to drop your bags here, I will let you be dropping your bags.
I'll just like lightly set them down and.
Okay.
Bags.
Oh, that was not okay. Whew, that's 17.
I will tell you that you feel like there are a few suitable hand and footholds for you to get a portion of the way across. If you would like to climb out over the chasm.
Here we go.
I will tell you that because of the walking distance that you have made and then get back to here within a 6-second vacuous space, you're only going to get 5 feet out. Okay? Because you would have walked, and climbing is half your movement.
Sure.
During that interval, you reel back anything the three of you would want to be doing during this interval.
So I move the torch across.
Correct.
I see the stoat undoing the rope, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Probably
you see
just
the stoat
noodling.
removed, like sliding out of the rope.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Into Ratora's mind, I'll say, can you find something to tie it to?
You can't respond to him.
You cannot.
I keep walking.
Take that as a no.
Mm-hmm. Anything else either of the two of you would like to do?
We're going to need to find a different way across.
Yes.
And that's when I'm going to turn and see that Nesgrim's doing a thing.
Yep.
Well,
That might as well.
oh, shit, he put down the things. Oh, thank God.
Sarah, you reach the base of this statue of a dwarven man
Just doot right
where
on.
it looks like he has, you know, the long forge pliers for removing things.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he has a pair of those in his hands, and he is currently motionless. And you approach this figure. You look up at it, and it looks like a lifeless statue, a man in the midst of motion, trapped in eternity.
I'm gonna touch it.
Thank you. You know what a Stoat's AC is?
It's fine. It's
We'll go by Weasel if you have Weasel.
yeah.
as a
I've been
stat
using
block.
Weasel. It's a 13.
Oh, damn.
You touch this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and as you lay your adorable little Stoat hand on it, you watch as the pliers inside this thing's hand, they suddenly turn and lean over and grip you in one surprisingly deft, swift motion and squeeze. Well,
Goodbye.
it's going to be an amount of damage that's definitely going to take you out of your Stoat form.
Yeah.
That is 11. Well, we'll go with piercing, like, / bludgeoning damage. This
Squeezing
thing's,
damage.
yeah, squeezing damage
Force damage.
specifically.
Tongue damage.
As you feel this intensity around your chest,
Mm-hmm.
and as you begin to leave the form of a Stoat, returning to the form of Ratora, you feel your body seize up. Please make me a Constitution saving throw.
$11.
Feel your body begin to seize up and your legs begin to turn to stone. And we will end there.
It would have been way cuter if I turned to stone as a stoat.
Yeah, stone stoat. Come on.
Stone.
Stoat.
Thank you, friends. Next week will be a lot of fun.
Well, we'll be live on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday at 5. Goodbye, everybody. I don't have anything else. Good night. Thanks for watching. We love you. Ah!